Good morning, everybody. It is 6:48 a.m. on Tuesday, March 1st, 2016. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. Um, been up a little while. Had some caffeine already. Ah, yes, that's the good stuff. Doing Diet Coke today instead of tea. But anyway, I'm feeling pretty good. I feel like I've let go of some stress. And there's at least one thing that I know that I did to help with that, which is to officially decide to stop watching The Walking Dead and to. I also had the back half of the first season of The Expanse on my DVR, which I was enjoying but not feeling drawn to actually watch. Meaning, like, I liked it. It wasn't that the show was bad. I just, like, whenever I would be deciding what to watch from my DVR, I just kind of never picked it, and I ended up with 6 hours worth, and it was kind of just sitting on there bumming me out. And then Walking Dead was starting to do the same thing, so I just deleted them. And it was kind of hard just because my instinct is to want to save it in case I might want to watch it later. But I finally just deleted them. Now I don't feel like that's the only thing that must be going on. There's something else, but that's the only thing where I sort of consciously made a decision with the intent of reducing my stress. The other thing that I did yesterday, though, is that I watched Spotlight, which everybody should know now was the Best Picture winner for the Oscars on Sunday. And I didn't manage to see it before the ceremony, but I made a point of watching it last night. I watched it on Amazon Instant Video, rented it there. And boy, you guys, that's a hell of a movie. I don't know if I would have picked it for Best Picture necessarily, but it's hard to be upset about it either. Um, that movie's really good, you guys. Now, it's a very difficult and upsetting subject matter. It's about, the journalists uncovering the extent of the cover up from the Catholic Church when they were moving abusive priests around. So obviously, says there's some heavy subject matter there. But I feel like the movie is not exploitative about it, which is nice. It's not about being shocking, except so it's to the extent that the characters are shocked and angry. It's more about the discovering just how widespread it was and how much it was all covered up, rather than just making tabloid headlines about the actual individual victims. Although it also balances that with having some victims portrayed, um, in a variety of ways, and talking about how much of an effect this had, and why maybe they waited for a long time to come forward, or what this has made them feel. And so the cast is great. It's a good looking movie. It's like, despite being a difficult subject matter, it's a very easy movie to watch. Like, it's cutting between lots of different diverse threads, but the pacing is great. It just kind of keeps trucking along. You're following what's happening. It makes a very complicated cover up journalism story pretty easy to follow. And it's just an incredibly well made movie about, like, a serious subject. And we don't see very many journalism procedurals anymore, and some people worry that that's because we really don't have this kind of investigative journalism happening to the same degree anymore. But I'm not sure that's true, as much as it might just be more difficult to do than a procedural about, like, crime or the police or something. But in any case, the movie is very good. I definitely recommend it. So the other thing that's going on today is it is Super Tuesday, and one of the states that has a primary today is this one, Massachusetts. And so I am planning to vote. I feel like I don't want to get into the details of, like, how I plan to vote. necessarily. I'll think maybe more about that if I want to talk more about it in the future. But just, so. But anyway, I'm going to vote. If you have a primary, you should vote too, because whatever your position is, it's just this element of, just like with the Oscars, I always try to not. So if you watch the Oscars and you're mad about the Best Picture winning over some, whatever won over the movie that you wanted to have win, but you hadn't seen them all, well, it's like, how do you really know? Versus, well, okay, I'm not sure that's a great example. The point is, the process only works if people participate in it. So, do that. All right, I gotta finish getting ready for work, and then I'm gonna drive over to the local polling station. All right, I will talk to you guys tomorrow for 5 more minutes.